This was definitely the craziest hike we'd ever attempted. We didn't come here for answers, just a trail, a camera, and time. But the rainforest has a way of showing you what really matters. There are few places quite as beautiful as Maui's native forest. Where things are never quite what they seem. The East Maui Irrigation Canal was built in 1876 and brought water from the slopes of Halakla to central Maui. It still runs today. My son Tristan and I had been exploring the slopes of Halakla for over a decade, and there were still places we hadn't found. Myconia is a major threat to forest ecosystems in Hawaii. It was declared a Hawaii state weed in 1992 and continues to be one of Hawaii's most invasive plants. Myconia trees form dense stands, and their large leaves shade out natural forest trees. Over time, Myconia can come to dominate a forest. Whenever we see Myconia, we try to take it out. Yep. That's what locals do. They just like break off the branches and shit.
That was so cool. I got that whole thing on video.
The deeper you go into Maui's native forest, the more you understand its depth, how little is actually developed on Maui, and how beautiful the native forest actually is.
You need one?
That's fine.
My son Tristan had just spent the last 6 months photographing in Asia. It was good to have him home. Hiking was something we always did together. The Miconia was growing everywhere now. It was more than I'd ever seen on a single hike. Up here, where the trail disappears into the roots and rain, you start to understand what matters. The rainforest isn't filtered or framed, it just is. Wild, native, and older than stories. You watch your son move ahead, camera in hand, chasing light through the mist. You don't need to say much, just walk and breathe. Take the shots, because someday he'll remember the way the earth smelled after the rain. There's something about hiking through a native Hawaiian rainforest with your son. Cameras slung over your shoulders, shoes caked in mud, lungs full of rainforest mist. You're not talking much. You don't need to. The forest does the talking. You feel, in the best way, not lost, but just reminded. The Hawaiians have always known these places are sacred. You don't need a sign to tell you that. You feel it in your chest and your heart. And when you're out there with your son, taking photos in the quiet, it's not about the photos anymore. It's about that time. That kind of time matters. The kind you don't get back. And you think, if this is what he remembers about me, about us, that would be enough.